Hey everybody. Okay, so this is my review for Surprise. This is a Tubi movie. Um, we're going to do both movies into one because, to be honest, this movie should not have been separated into two parts. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. It shouldn't even have been separated. Period. Um, so we start off with hold on now. Go notes. Okay, so we start off with David. David is setting up the camera because his best friend, named Greg, he is proposing to his wife named Janice. Well, his fiance. So I'm not sure, to be honest, because I've seen a lot of proposals. This is one of the worst proposals I have ever seen in my entire life. Uh, Child, it's one of the proposals was, "I'm a pit bull without muscle." That don't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, brutally honest with you, that don't make a whole lot of sense. So they get married. Her best friend is way too animated. Lisa is just like flabbergasted. So, oh yeah, and she's in another thing too, the second part too. So next morning, or a couple of weeks later, months later, she is cooking him breakfast. Now, I love Tubi movies, but you can tell she didn't cook the bacon. Well, she cooked the bacon too long. Actually, I think it's that instant cooked bacon. Because as many times as I cooked bacon, my bacon has never came out that hard. I mean, it was hard. Like, even when she set it on a plate, it sounded like a rock hitting the um, plate. Like it just hit the ground. So, long story short, um, two, this movie's cheap. I mean, cheap. So, remember in that one movie, Rock the Boat? And I was happily complaining that the office space wasn't that good, and it was just, they use a paper easel as a damn chalkboard or whatever, 4 tables. Basically, there wasn't creative enough. So she gives him a watch. I'm looking at this watch. This watch is called Charles Raymond. So I decided to look it up. Okay, so you living in this giant ass, big ass house, and y'all got money. I know y'all got money. Why are you gifting this man a $25, $35 cheap watch? Because when I first saw it, I said, "Oh, look like a Rolex," but then I look at the box. I never heard Charles Raymond until I looked at the website. It is basically like hip hop jewelry. I said, okay, whatever. We continue on. Okay, so he sits down, decides to eat breakfast. Greg hears the phone ring. He thought it was his phone. He looked over, it was his wife's phone. Now, I'm not sure how their marriage works or whatever. But he sees the phone, and he says it's a guy named Greg. Well, Greg. Oh crap! I got them backwards. David sees Greg's name on the phone, so he answers it, and he starts to questioning basically, why are you calling my wife's phone? Like, what are you doing? And Greg says that he tried to get in contact him. He called him 5 times. He didn't answer the phone. Now, we live in the age of technology. Naturally, if someone doesn't answer the phone, you would have system to text him, say, hey, call me. But anyway, he tells him about the deal that they have for his company. It's a done deal. There's no amount of money. They just say, hey, they'll take it. David's excited and flabbergasted. He's happy. So he invites his wife to lunch. Now, I don't know if it's the woman's acting that's bad, or this shouldn't have been 2 movies, to be honest. Instead of when she gave him the watch and telling him, I have a surprise, I have more coming, blah, 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 blah. You act suspicious, and the way she acts suspicious is horrible. I mean, she comes in late at night, and he starts questioning her. He'd be like, hey, what you doing? She's saying, I'm working late nights, my job, I'm working earlier or later nights. Which, I understand. But he starts to basically, David starts losing his damn mind. He thinks he's cheating. I'm pretty much going to wrap both movies up. David thinks Janice is cheating with Greg. He hires a private investigator. He takes the pictures, shows them to her, and the plot doesn't make any damn sense, because on one instance, you have these pictures of them 2 together, and then on another end, it's just like, you kind of don't know what to think, because on one end, it's just like, hey, at the very end, came to find out it was a surprise party. Then on the other end, you're thinking, okay, so why were you going to a movie with him, dinner, lunch, whatever? Excuse me. What is going on? So, David hires a hitman to kill Greg. At a surprise party, he gets a text. The hitman said, you will see the text when I arrive. David faints. That's the end of the movie. We go to the second movie. I'm going to sum up the second movie in like 2 to 3 minutes, because that movie shouldn't even exist in the first place. Surprise 2 is basically the answer. So, Greg's in the hospital. Greg doesn't believe David would try to kill him. Janice is somewhere. She's on a business trip, actually. Lisa is hiding something. Came to find out, they're going to be in trouble for embezzlement. So, That's an extra question mark right there. Then, after that, David calls Greg and tells him the truth about everything. And Greg is just sitting there in disbelief because he can't believe his best friend would do that to him. Another thing, David is going to jail because he kills Lisa and he basically hides her body in the basement of the house. But anyway, that's basically both surprise 1 and 2. It should have been 1 because 2 shouldn't even exist in the first place. I don't know why they made 2 movies out of this. But yes, so the next movie that I will be doing, probably tomorrow, be called, I'm going to tomorrow, I'm not doing today. Girl, this surprise movie gave me enough. I'm just like, what, no. So, the next movie I'm doing is, because to be surprised, it's getting irritating. It really is. So, tomorrow is going to be a double feature. I forgot all about that movie with Claudia Jordan in it that I did a while back then. There's a part 2 to that. So, I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then the other movie we going to see, because it just came in. No, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. It's going to be called The Caregiver. So, tomorrow, it's going to be a double feature. I'll be on probably tomorrow morning because The Caregiver comes out tomorrow. So I'm going to review that and we'll go from there. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. You guys be safe. Bye-bye.